今回は米ポッドキャスト番組オフベースで WBC 米国代表のドリームブルペン構想を語った件について、そして米メディア MLB ネットワークにポール・スキーンズ投手がゲスト出演し、米国代表について、そして大谷選手との対戦について特別な思いを語ってくれた様子を見ていきます。それでは行ってみましょう。日本時間5月20日、米ポッドキャスト番組オフベースではポール・スキーンズ投手の米国代表入りを受け、 MC を務めるローレン・ガードナーさんと元メジャーリーガーのゼービア・スクラッグス氏が米国代表の夢の先発ローテーションを構想しました。またゼービア氏は前大会の WBC 決勝戦での大谷投手とトラウト選手の対戦の話を用いて、あのトラウト VS 大谷、日本 VS アメリカの試合を見たら、もう今の選手たちはめちゃくちゃ気持ちが入ってるはずだよ。あのストーリーを逆転させようよ。とコメントしました。また、米メディア MLB ネットワークにポール・スキーンズ投手がゲスト出演し、米国代表の監督を務めるデローサ氏と米国代表入りについて、そして大谷選手との対戦について語りました。ここからはその様子を見ていきます。
What's going on, my friends, and welcome to this edition of Off Base. It's your girl Lauren Gardner, LG Red, coming to you from studio here at MLB Network, and our own Xavier Scruggs joining us from his home studio in Tampa, Florida. X, how you doing on dad duty this week?
On dad duty, nothing better than being at the crib, talking to baseball, and somebody's paying me for it.
Hey, that's all you could ask for. You are absolutely living the dream, my friend. You know who else is living the dream as we get set to move the needle here? One, Paul Skeens, and probably Mark DeRosa, who's the manager of Team USA. This upcoming WBC, this roster is going to be stacked. Check this out. Earlier this week on MLB Central, Paul Skeens announced his commitment to pitch for Team USA in this upcoming WBC. The honor for Skeens, a former U.S. Air Force Academy cadet, is one he does not take lightly.
You're a member of the military. What was it like when you got the call to potentially be a member of the collegiate national team?
Possibly the biggest honor of my life. Obviously, I walk around and I kind of see it like when I go to school, when I wear the uniform, it's kind of like me representing the military, representing the nation as a whole. And this is kind of an extension of that, being able to wear USA on my chest. And I mean, honestly, I get chills just talking about that.
Hey, a patriot through and through. Of course, I just mentioned that he was a cadet at the Air Force Academy. Did you even recognize him? That was from a few years ago.
Get that baby face.
I know you don't have like the chin strap, but I mean, it makes sense. And kudos to D-Row for being able to recruit him and get his commitment. Of course, you know, Aaron Judge, the dominoes began to fall. But Skeens, I mean, he's lights out and he's probably one of the biggest names in the game. So this was a huge get.
Well, with the excitement that we saw from the last WBC, I think there's a level of excellence that we're going to need as in Team USA going into the next one. And I feel like with Paul Skeens saying, okay, I want to be a part of this rotation, I want to be a top dog, I think that, you know, not only invites other guys that want that same opportunity, but also I look at our top dog can go against anybody else's, right? Like when you get a number one that can face anybody else's number one, that is the ultimate goal. That puts you in good standing going against any other team. So you don't feel like, okay, we got to outscore this team by a whole bunch of runs because we know maybe our starting pitching isn't going to be as good as the next one. No, that's not an issue. Our number one can go against anybody's number one at this point.
Hey, remember how it ended last time? The teammates going head-to-head. Shohei Ohtani wanted the ball when it mattered most, and he got the job done. So for Team USA, D-Row and the rest of the club, they need the same exact thing. And I feel like that's exactly what Skeens will provide. So it got us to thinking, X. And again, we're going to put our D-Row hat on, just like we did for the lineup earlier in the season, and we're going to come up with our dream rotation. Now, I understand he has a lot of obstacles in his way in terms of, we're talking money, health, contracts, insurance, all these things. We're throwing all that out the window. This is just our dream rotation. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's do it.
Team USA dream rotation. Here we go. We're going 6-man rotation because I think that will take some of the stress off their arms and reduce the innings. So maybe they'll be more likely to commit. But Garrett Crochet, another first-time All-Star last year, great so far in his first year with the Red Sox. Of course, all the buzz around him last season. Hunter Green, how about this? He emerged last year as well. Like he's been behind the scenes, like we've been waiting for him to come out, earning his first All-Star nod. Of course, we know he has the stuff. Logan Gilbert made his first All-Star appearance last year, led baseball in innings with over 200. Paul Skeens, we already unpacked everything he's done. Tarek Skubal, reigning AL Cy Young winner, won the pitching Triple Crown last year. I feel like he was an automatic. And then Zach Wheeler. Now, hear me out here. 2-time All-Star, leads all pitchers in WAR across the board here this decade. Also one of the best postseason pitchers, and of course WBC feels like in terms of intensity, the postseason. So Zach Wheeler will kind of be the veteran in that rotation. What do you think?
Yeah, I love that because I think the experience is necessary with some of those young guys that you have. And I like how it is young, right?
Yeah.
I think about guys like Hunter Green, who's emerging now as a star starter, who's found a lot of success and now locating all of his stuff. I think about Logan Gilbert, who's been just as tough as anybody and has been as consistent as anybody throwing strikes with his stuff. I think there's another Logan that could possibly be on that list as well, and Logan Webb, who's been doing it for quite some time as well, who can be one of the nastiest guys in the game. But I have no issues with your rotation whatsoever. I think Zach Wheeler sometimes is underrated in a sense, just because of the consistency he's had going out there doing the same thing night in and night out. But damn, that is a nasty rotation,
it's
LG.
ridiculous.
Let's go.
Again, this is the dream scenario. I do not envy D-Row because I know he has so many obstacles to overcome, so many headwinds. And it was Hunter Green and Logan Webb. I was kind of torn between the two, but I'm sure you can kind of interchange some of these guys. I just feel like Green, his stuff is nasty, and Webb's value is in, the season as a whole. I think he has a little bit more stamina.
Yeah, no, I have no issue. I think, obviously the health is the main thing, right? Because it comes down to, it's going to go down to this year, at the end of this year, okay, which guys are still feeling like they can throw the ball. But I think if you have a Paul Skeens at the top of the rotation and looking at other guys that could be like, man, maybe I'm feeling a little tired, but I feel like I can get into this knowing that Paul Skeens will be in this rotation, knowing that, even if it was a Tarek Skubal, depending upon contract stuff, like just seeing some of those names encourages you as a player to say, I don't want to be that one guy that says, nah, I can't go this time, man. Like I'm feeling it from the season a little bit. And everybody understands that. But yeah, how many opportunities are you going to have? Like think about Waino last year was the last time out. Like knowing, hey, this is going to be the last time. And I don't want to have any regrets. So I think that's my thing with this.
Okay, so we're talking about rotation, but there's a whole bullpen, and we know bullpens are the ones that end up winning championships. You put together a dream bullpen. Yeah, I got the bullpen. You did the rotation, I got the bullpen, and I'm liking some of my names here. Jason Adam doesn't get enough love. He's over there in San Diego after coming from the Rays, nasty. I'm not looking at Mason Miller, young buck, blowing everybody away. Tanner Scott, I need a lefty in that bullpen alongside Josh Hader, who I'm going to have close games for sure. Like the experience with Hader, his ability to go in big game situations, be able to control lefties and righties. I'm all about that. Ryan Helsley, one of the best at closing games down for the Cardinals. Kirby Yates as well. I don't care about the age. If you still locking games down, you're going to be on my squad. Luke Weaver, Lucas Erceg, nasty. All these dudes, some of these dudes underrated, but at the same time, they go out there and just get outs. And I love all of them. I love that. Like, listen, I went with the young guns for my starting rotation. I saw Yates and I had some question marks, but you're right, 38, what does it matter? We've seen what some of these guys have done well into their 40s, so why not? I mean, you start thinking about some of the best arms on the back end. A lot of them aren't American. I love what you chose here.
That's facts. That's facts. This is what I thought of with Yates, right? Like, his stuff is getting better at age 36, 37, 38 years old. You looking at the Rangers, they looking at maybe we should have re-signed him because his stuff is just continuing to get better. And it's more of the strikeout stuff. So when you're thinking about someone neutralizing opposing lineups, he's been able to do that for a long time. You know what I was thinking about too, LG, is just this idea that you might end up having a starter end up being in a relief point. I think about what Shohei Ohtani did last year for Team Japan. Like, there might be guys that say, I'm a starter, but I'm willing to come out for, if I need to throw a couple innings out of the bullpen to help our team.
Facing Ohtani for the final out. Let's reverse the narrative.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these guys are going to be so amped at this point after what they saw, Trout, Ohtani, Japan, USA. Hey, if you need an inning, I'm going to come in there and do it for you, D-Row. Hey, if he needs a pinch hit, I'll go in there as well. They might need an extra righty. Who knows?
That's exactly what you want from your dudes, especially in this situation. You start looking at the other sports. We saw what happened with the Four Nations face-off with the NHL, and all of the best players for the U.S. and, of course, Canada, they all showed up in, Sweden and Finland as well. So it was so much fun to watch, and I feel like that's been inspiring players across the board in other sports. So I feel like, dudes are going to show up. They're going to show out, and they're going to sign up for Team USA here in the WBC. Should be a lot of fun, X.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited for it. Let's get it.
Once Aaron was taken care of, my dad always said to me, the game begins and ends on the mound.
Of course. Okay.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm making one phone call, right? Who's the first phone call I'm making? I'm going big game hunting. And I think we got the guy we're going to hand the ball to, hopefully, in the championship game, and we're going to hand the ball to, hopefully, in whatever game he wants.
From the Pittsburgh Pirates, Paul Skeens.
This is game-changing, people.
Congratulations, man. How you doing?
No excuses out there, United States of America. It couldn't be more fired up.
Aaron Judge is Captain America. This is the Winter Soldier.
I just want to tell you, when I called him, he screened my phone call, which I knew he would. Never talked before, and I left a message, right? And he called me right back, and I said to him, I said, Paul, I'm going to try and build the dream team, and if I'm building the dream team, you're in the starting rotation. And your words were, I'm in.
Yeah.
And it was no hesitation. It kind of took, there's usually a lot of selling that goes in this. But with your military background, everything, I mean, why is this so, or why was this so important for you? No brainer.
Yeah, I mean, when we talked, it almost felt like I was selling you on it. I mean, it's important. Obviously, I mean, when I was coming through high school, the thing that I thought I was going to be doing right now was flying jets rather than playing, in Major League Baseball stadiums against the best of the best. So, I've gotten the chance to wear USA across my chest a couple times, gotten to wear it in a couple different, fashions. Yeah. Obviously in camo and obviously in the baseball uniform. And this is one thing, as a fan of the game, watching the previous World Baseball Classics, that I was like, if I ever get the chance to do this, I'm never saying no. So this is going to be the first one, hopefully.
These are some images of your previous experience with the United States across your uniform here. What do you recall about these moments here? Yeah,
that was in Amsterdam, I think. The biggest thing I recall is that we didn't win gold. So that's the goal this time.
This was during college.
Both in college.
But then you also have experience with Team USA as part of a 12U team.
Yeah, I didn't even know this.
Yeah. So I went to Mexico. Team USA was the only time that I've ever been overseas. So went to Mexico when I was 12 and Amsterdam after my sophomore year at college, and didn't win gold either time. But
how about this shot? Huh?
Yeah, there it is.
Look at that.
When I hit.
So take me from Air Force to LSU. Did you just get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm going to put flying jets on hold and representing my country on hold? We got something special going on.
Yeah, I think there's a point. There was a point that I got to during my sophomore year at college where it was like, basically, you see people enlist, you see people, become an officer and all that in the military when they're 30, 40, years old. So you can kind of do that at a different point in your life. Baseball, you don't see guys signing and entering the minor leagues when you're 30, 40 years old. So I had one shot to do it.
The thing that blows me away, first off, I'm so honored and humbled that you agreed to be a part of the team. But the way you attacked it when I called you on the phone, putting USA across your chest, and I'm telling you, and Peeve, we can talk about it because we played in it. when you get in that room and you put that jersey on, man, something comes over you and it's different. And I can't begin to tell you, like, not only how proud I am to get a chance to manage you, and you're going to get to work with Andy Pettit and do your thing, but to do it with USA across your chest, it's just different.
Oh, it's absolutely different when you're talking about the best players in the world, and when you're talking about the team that Dominican's going to run out, the Japanese, and so on.
Pujols was here yesterday. He goes, "We're not going anywhere. We'll see. You know, we're coming."
Hey, here's what I'll say to you. I know you started the All-Star game, went to the All-Star game. The coolest part for me with Team USA was the workouts, was getting ready for the tournament, is going to the field with an All-Star team every day. America's best, and I learned so much. Me and Al just went through what I learned from Clemens and those guys, but Jeter and
from a position player standpoint, it's a no-brainer to do this. But like, one of the things he said to me that really resonated with me is he's like, if you need me to help recruit, I know, what'd you say? I know I'm a 22-year-old and just got to the big leagues, but if you need me to push somebody over the edge pitching staff-wise, like.
What would you tell him, Paul, if you had the opportunity to talk to a fellow big leaguer about taking part in this opportunity? What would you tell him?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a very good recruiter, very good salesman, but I think the biggest thing is wearing USA it's unlike anything else, and to do it on, you know, this stage, the World Baseball Classic, there's no bigger stage to do it. So. Who knows? You may only have one opportunity to do it, so why not?
Here's your recruiting pitch. Come on and be my stablemate.
Exactly.
And that's what he said. Don't want to be stablemates with the best.
When you watched the last World Baseball Classic, USA against Japan, Trout versus Ohtani in the in the championship game, what did you think when you were watching it at home?
Yeah, that was back when I was an Angels fan, so it was a pretty cool moment. To watch it come down to those guys, and again, it's the biggest moment in baseball, I think, and you know, to really just like, if I ever have the opportunity to do this, I'm going to.
Are we going to attack Ohtani? You know, you faced Ohtani last year, got him, then he got you. How was that matchup?
It's cool, a little bit surreal, but yeah, I mean, you kind of have to put that on the back burner a little bit and hunker down and get out.
いかがでしたでしょうか。このチャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーなどを中心に野球情報をお届けしています。この動画が良かったら高評価、チャンネル登録をよろしくお願いいたします。今回も最後までご覧いただきありがとうございました。それではまた次の動画でお会いしましょう。